Put down to rest everything that's weighing on you. Take it off your heart, take it off your back, take it off your mind, take it out of your gut knowing, and simply release it. Welcome, everyone, to the weekly Spirit Guide Report. I'm so excited to have you here today. I have to admit that since the last reading, a lot has changed. It's the ending of the 2025 year. It's the beginning of the 2026 year. This stuff is really powerful, you guys. I have learned so much. And it really started between the time that I did the reading last week and the time that I did the recording last week. I started a spiritual awakening that has been completely profound. And it has been giving me information and downloads every 5 minutes since then. So this entire week has been very full. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Annalisa. What I do is a spirit guide reading every single week to bring consciousness through our spirit guides. I work through automatic writing, and I do that beforehand while the meeting is still open. I record it for you with the spirit guides in the room, and without any more, let's get going. So today's perspective shift was a mouse. The same mouse that we had a few weeks ago, this dear little mouse, that was the perspective they showed us from the mouse to the human to the eagle. And the mouse is down here on the ground seeing these giant stalks of grass and these big boulders. But as humans, we see little pieces of grass and little pebbles. And as the eagle, they don't even really see the grass anymore. They only see dinner and they see a human. And today's mouse is almost like a cartoon mouse, and it's hanging onto a string of a helium balloon heading up into the sky. And his little legs are flailing, and he has a shocked expression on his face because he is a mouse and he shouldn't be going up into the sky. I had to go into this one a little bit to see what they were trying to bring to me. And what they were saying is, now going forward into this new 2026 energy, we are going to start practicing perspective in a slightly different way. This new way is multi-layered perspective. And what they want us to practice is taking the perspective of one thing and putting it into the eyes of another. So what they meant, and again, I'll be working through this week alongside you. What they're saying is, when we have their perspective of one thing, like the mouse, or a certain kind of pain point, we can take that pain point directly to the eagle perspective, directly to a higher perspective, instead of only going to that higher perspective and looking down on the problem. We are supposed to be taking our problem, seeing it through the eyes of the eagle. Now, in the case of this little mouse, this is interesting. So I took the mouse up to the eagle perspective. And I did this in 2 ways. There was a third way. I was just getting creative. I was using my imagination to take this mouse up there. And the 3 ways that I figured it was, he could be hanging onto this string on this balloon. He could be in the talons of that eagle. Or he could have snuck into somebody's backpack and went on an airplane ride. That one was just kind of funny, and I was expanding a little bit. Hey, he could be having fun in Tahiti right now. That's pretty cool. But in the second example, if he was in the eagle's talons, he was most certainly going to be lunch. And the first one is, he's this little cartoon who's struggling and shocked on this funny balloon. Now, if we have all 3 of those, and we've created those through our perception, our imagination, there are 3 truths to this. He could be having fun, he could be lunch, or he could be shocked and just being taken for a ride somewhere and just having to trust that he's going to land safely and going to enjoy the ride and where he's going to go. So what they're saying, bottom line, If there's something happening in your life that is putting stress upon you, that is boiled down to some sort of a limiting belief, put that belief in the eagle's talons, or put that belief on a helium balloon tail. Either way, it's out of your hands. One of them, that belief is just going to die. The other one, it's good for a good laugh. And either way, they're off your hands, they're off your plate, and they're flying away. As we deepen into this, what I felt in this second vision was rushing water all around me. Now, it wasn't rushing water in one direction. It was about 6 different rivers that were converging at the same place, and I was standing right in the middle. I meaning I or you, standing right in the middle of all of these rushing rivers. And they were all converging, and it was very interesting because I was very stable. All of the rushing rivers were coming and pushing and pulling at the exact same place as each other to make me absolutely stable. I was supported. I was flowing in such a way that it was a dance with the water currents. And they're inviting you to lose your footing and trust where they go and how to move in all of the different currents. They're going in different places and they're informing each other and they're informing you to your benefit, to your surprise, to your entertainment, to your relaxation. The spirit guides are saying from this point on, there is no more drowning. There is no more caring where you're pointing, whether you're pointing in the right direction or not. You just know that you're being carried by energy. You are letting that energy dance you to where you are supposed to be in this next stage, in this next step along your journey. There is no more forcing. There's no more planning. There's no more goal setting. There's no more frameworks. There's no more to-dos unless those to-dos are coming from divine inner knowing or your spirit guides giving you that next step, that next goal, that next framework. They're the ones that are going to be informing you and giving you this information from now on. It's not from external places anymore. Okay? And in the third area, this is where we get the stabilizing structural energy from which we can grow and we can move and we can expand from. They're showing me you falling into a very comfortable couch. And what the spirit guides are saying is you get to put down your exhaustion from this point forward. You don't need to carry that anymore. Put down to rest everything that's weighing on you. Take it off your heart, take it off your back, take it off your mind, take it out of your gut knowing, and simply release it. Allow the self that remains, and this is your true self, to fall into that super comfortable sofa to take a pure rest for the first time in your probably adult life without all that baggage. And as we open this session to the divine energies to come in and do whatever they want to in this held space, we have a being of the Sapphire Ray. This is Morya, a divine being of protection, of faith, of trust, of inner knowing, of spiritual expansion, of pure spiritual illumination, awakening, truth, closing of those past illusions, the crumbling of falsehoods. That is so touching to me because we on the external world are seeing so much of this, so much crumbling of falsehoods. I'm seeing right now the cracking open of almost everything that's in our external world. And what I see is light coming from the inside of it. So as everything is cracking around us, as we're seeing all of these lies coming to the surface and a lot of pain is coming to the surface, the cracks that we're seeing are lit up from the inside with this beautiful knowing that everything is being restructured the right way. And this being is here to show us that. Also, as I'm looking at him, I'm seeing these beings surround him. And the metaphor truly is these little beings that are surrounding him are surrounding all of us. And what they look like in this vision are globs. They look very much like orbs. Like if you see those orbs in photographs, or if you see them, they have these very interesting, intricate patterns on the inside. And the patterns on these are all rainbows of all colors. And they're coming together and they're forming together almost like that of a lava lamp. So they're not spheres, they're all working together and they're all almost meshing and molding together and pushing and working around each other in a dance of their own way. This is just a picture that I'm offering you that is representing your spirit guides, angels, all of the very intelligent beings that are here to inform you, to protect you, to do everything you need and be with you along the beginning of this 2026 ride that might feel very lonely at the beginning. And they want you to know that you are not alone as you are coming into your own sovereignty as a spiritual being. It can be a very lonely experience, but they want you to know that they are there. You are protected. You are being divinely informed, not only through things like this today and me, but you have these around you and they are informing you and your intuition all the time. They also want to mention that they're giving you this picture, or I'm giving you this verbalized image, so that you remember that these guides and these beings are not necessarily human. They might not have faces, they might not have names, they may not have ever been on this planet. So when we are always trying to meet our guides, talk with our guides, see our guides, have a name of our guides, they might not be able to do that. So if you are somebody who is really interested in finding the name or knowing or meeting or talking to or seeing or speaking or hearing or even smelling your guides, it might not happen. So they're giving you this funky 1970s Orby look just to give you that example. That is what they might look like. And they might look like any other thing in the entire world. Or they might be like two guides that came to me this past week. This awesome Black couple, and they call themselves the Wallaces. And apparently right now they're some of my guides. So you never know what's going to happen. Let it go, let it flow to you. And with that, that is the end of this reading. I love you guys. And if this at all has helped you, if this interests you at all, if you think you know somebody that this would help, share it. And this is going to be a really fun ride. And I will see you very soon. I love you so much.